Ladies, I got your water. 7,000 episodes in, oh my God, right? I mean, anyway, let me not distract you. How crazy is it that this is your life? 30 seconds to air.
Oh, you're killing it. I have no notes. Like, I literally don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna go back and just push a button and that's it. So, good luck.
You know what, let me see if you guys need some touch-ups. Wow, you know, now that I'm so close to you, I see that you don't even need this much makeup. You actually don't even need makeup at all. What am I doing here? I need to quit. You don't need me.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh yeah, I am beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm gorgeous. I'm so beautiful.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Like, Share, Dímelo, the show where we discuss the internet's wildest topics, share some people's opinions, and break it down Dee and Sasha style.
We're your hosts. I'm Sasha Mercy.
I'm Dee Nasty.
And today's topic is, are we living in a simulation? Are we? Do you believe it? I don't fucking know.
So, last night I popped an edible, and I went into a rabbit hole on YouTube. You know how it is.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna be real with you, son. I don't think we're real.
What the heck you mean you don't think we're
I
real?
think we fake. Like, there's so many people that say that we're living in a simulation, and bruh, it makes mad sense.
I do not think that we live in a simulation.
My
That's
man,
crazy.
My man. Elon Musk is our Albert Einstein, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that there is a 1 in a billion chance that this is not a simulation. 1 in a billion.
You know why he's saying that?
Why?
Because he's rich. Only rich people are gonna think that they live in a simulation.
I mean, maybe. Fuck it. Shit. Maybe he manifested it. Maybe he found out the rules for the game, and that's why he's a fucking billionaire or whatever he is.
Rich people are the only ones that can actually say, I'm living in a simulation. Why? Because people clean for them, people get shit done for them, and money could buy any reality that they want to buy. So of course, rich people with billions of dollars are gonna be like, I live in a simulation. But if you're broke and you're hungry and you're starving, you're not gonna say that.
That's very true.
You're not gonna say that. That is why I
Yeah,
cannot
hunger
say.
don't feel very digital, but
Exactly, hunger pains, heartbreak.
I don't really think though that it has anything to do with the fact he's rich, because he's a fucking genius and he's done the research that we have not done. So you think that this is an elitist conversation?
I do think it's pretty fucking elitist of a conversation. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I need
don't
the
know.
cheat
I don't-
codes.
No, because if he's living in a simulation, then we all live in a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was creating my avatar,
Okay.
I wouldn't make myself a human. I would make myself a mermaid.
Okay.
Not a Pisces person. You know what I'm saying?
Why you wanna be a mermaid?
Because I want to live under the sea, bitch.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Why? But you allergic to shellfish, bitch. Like you can't even. You
I
can't even eat a
but that's what I'm
shrimp.
saying. That's why it's not a simulation. That's why it's not a simulation.
But I don't think it's that simple. Like I don't necessarily think that if we were in a simulation, I don't necessarily think that it's another version of us. I think it's just another version of humans. I don't think it's that individual. I think it's just some random ass people. Who knows? Yo, that's what scares me. Am I a shadow person in a video game? Do I exist when I'm
That's
mad?
why I don't know.
I don't want to be like.
I can't relate to it. And that's the thing. That's why I don't try to. That's why I don't like. I'm the type of person I'll take a puff of weed and then I'll pass it. Like I can't do that. Like I can't
This
take a
is
gummy.
candy,
I
wow.
will freaking be like. I would be freaking out. I think that we are in the journey of creating a simulated world, but I don't think we're living in a
But
simulation.
I think that that's so like self-imposed to think. Like, what makes you think? Not you in particular, but what makes us think that this is really base reality?
Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Where is the cross between mental health and simulation?
Why are we laughing at mental health?
Because it's true. Because it's true. It's like, you know, sometimes people be like, yo, is this real or is this not real? And they try to push the limit on reality, and then you're like, oh, I should never done that. If anything, we're not living in a simulation, but we are on our way to live a simulation. Like, for example, the coronavirus, right? That shit is spreading like a motherfucker. Could it be a ploy to just keep people at home
Or
so
it
that
could be
they
a
can...
computer virus.
All right, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. But what I'm trying to say is it could be a ploy to keep people at home so that they start living online.
So there's this thing, right? It's called Moore's Law. It's basically the principle that technology advances every 2 years. So I'm just saying that who are we to think that this didn't already happen?
I don't think we're sophisticated enough to be like, oh yeah, somebody trying to play us. Like,
But they say that.
bitch, I'm from the Bronx. Ain't nobody trying to play me. You hear me?
Yo, fuck out of here. This
Fuck
is a
out of here.
tourist
Don't
show.
be fucking trying to play me. I'll be tight, bro. I'll be tight because if I do die, right, and I meet the person that is playing the controller, I'm gonna be like, why the fuck did you do a lot of shit that I'm not gonna disclose with y'all to me personally? I don't know, because sometimes my life is so boring that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did you pause? Like, did you play pause on me? Like, what the fuck is going on?
That's true. Like, if you're a simp.
Some of us believe in spirituality and some of us believe mostly in science and math. If people that believe in religion and believe we're man-made and God made us, then what is the difference between living in a simulation? Like I remember I was watching this movie, Chappie, right? And it's just seeing this robot start like from scratch where it's like the innocence of a child, and then long story short, somebody corrupts him into thinking like if he does this horrible thing that they'll be able to get him the battery to be recharged.
Yeah.
And then the scientist is like, no, what you're doing is horrible. It's some horrible thing. And he was like, you're never gonna get a battery, like you're gonna die. And the robot looks at him and says, then why you created me? Which is a question that we always ask God.
Yeah.
That's why I try not to smoke weed as much. Like I just take a pull and I'm like, oh, I'm here, I'm chilling. Cause my brain already is like thinking that we all on another level of shit.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about brains, right? So back in 2014, there was a group of scientists and they actually took like a regular earthworm or some shit, some kind of worm. And what they did with the worm, they mapped out his brain, they scanned his brain, and a worm only has about 304 neurons, right? They took this information, they downloaded it. They mapped his brain, they scanned it, they took the information and the data that was in his brain, and they put it into a robot. A very simple robot, a Lego robot, if you will. And the robot just started moving on its own. They didn't turn it on, they didn't tell it what to do. It copied the movements of the worm. So it is possible to actually take a brain and do a copy, because the human brain, any organism's brain is kind of like a computer if you think about it, right? Yo, I think the gummy just kicked in. Think about it, bro.
No, I think about it. I think about it.
No, for real though, like think about it, right? We grow up, we babies, we can't speak, we can't walk, we shitting on ourselves, right? Then we get information, we learn mad information. That's downloading information and putting in files into our system as we are taught these things.
This is like Chappie. Like this is like Chappie all over. Yeah,
our brain has neurons, it has synapses that send messages to the other part of the brain, and then it sends messages to the rest of your body. That's what a hard drive is in a computer, right?
Absolutely.
If we go by Moore's law, if every 2 years technology advances, we will probably get to the point that we will be able to take these 86 billion neurons and put it into a robot. Like, my thing is, reality is what's real to you, right? We could talk about it about flat earthers, right? Flat earthers are very adamant about a flat earth because they feel like, you know, it's just flat. They think it's flat for whatever reason. I never really paid attention to them because I think they stupid. But yeah, I just feel like flat earthers are like, that's not real to me because I've never left Earth, so I don't think that's true. So I think the human mind can't comprehend the fact that we're not real because we feel pain. There's so much injustice that goes on in this world. Exactly. You know, you cut us open, we bleed. So it's like, we feel very real. But that worm felt real in that Lego robot.
I see what you're putting down. I don't know if I can pick it up, but I see what you're putting down.
Everything is math. Everything around us is math. The universe is math. Math is endless. It never stops. The galaxies never stop. Computers are made out of math.
No one really knows the truth of anything. I mean, there's certain facts, right? Like 2 + 2 is 4, right? But like when it comes to like consciousness and stuff like that, when people are like, hey, if once you die, you will become lighter because your consciousness is gone.
What becomes lighter? Like
your weight, the physical weight.
That I actually heard that before, but I think it's proven to be wrong.
No, it's not. It's half and half. People can't prove it to be wrong, and people can't prove it to be right.
Google that shit right now.
It's on Snopes right now. Like I can find
Snopes is not a. Is Snopes?
Yeah, Snopes is a place where you go to debunk shit. Yeah.
Bro, but man, but that makes me actually really happy. If this is real, if we really do lose weight,
So we noticed that this is a very popular conversation. So we asked our followers on social media, do they believe that they live in a simulation? And this is what they have said.
I put, bro, do you think we live in a simulation? Is this the Matrix? Why or why not? And Stephanie Urbanus, a good friend of ours, said, I don't think we are living in a simulation. However, we could be totally living in a controlled environment from a higher power, like God, right? She goes, not to be all religious and anything, but kind of think of it like an ant farm where we watch the ants do their thing and they don't even notice that we're watching.
I mean, that could be some real shit. Somebody wrote this, right? Her name is Word to the Bird. That's one of my homegirls. She said, I live in a situation of simulation called proclamation that actually creates some stimulation to be quite on a station I don't know Asian. And I think that at the end of the day, we sum it up. We don't fucking know, right? I believe in manifestation. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that I put forward in my life. And like right now, we have our own show, which is dope. But I do believe that there has to be something within you, like spiritually.
I just feel like I like to look at the facts. I like to look at science. You're gonna be looking at your phone the whole time I'm talking to you?
No, because I'm listening to you, though. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, but
And
we
I'm
have a show and there's a camera on us, and I think that's very rude.
Stephen Hawking, he said something about like this being a parallel universe. You know, could it be that instead of us seeing aliens, we're just seeing our interdimensional selves?
Or ghosts.
I kind of believe in ghosts. Like I have like a little ghost story.
Every Latina has a ghost story.
I feel like there's a ghost. I feel like there's a ghost in here right now. I feel like there was one time, like, long story short, I was sleeping over a friend's house and I was in this room and all I heard was like, Sasha, Sasha, Sasha. And I felt somebody's body like laying on me, right?
That's creepy.
And I was like, yo, get the fuck, because I thought it was my friend. I was like, yo, get the fuck off me. And I looked back and there was nobody there.
So was that a ghost or was that like an alien or just
I
a
don't
future
fucking know.
version
I mean,
of us?
maybe that's a future version of me. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, because this is not the food bed that you should be in. Bitch. Get out of this dusty ass motherfucker's bed.
How you know you're not an alien?
I know I'm not an alien. I'm human.
Okay. I mean, like, I don't know, like.
Have you ever heard the theory that aliens are just a future version of us?
Yes, I've believed that multiple times.
You believe that multiple times in multiple dimensions or like in this
Multiple time, multiple dimensions. Sometimes I feel like I feel my parallel self. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
How is
sometimes
she?
sometimes I make choices and I'm like, I feel like my parallel self made this choice and she's living a better life. Like,
I
I
always think drunk me. I don't know if that's the same thing, but like sometimes if I wake up after a night out and I saw that I washed my face, I put my alarm, I put my clothes out, and I wake up knowing that I was like blackout drunk the night before. I'm like, yo, thank you, drunk me.
for washing my face and making sure I'm clean.
I always like do a callback. I'm like, yo.
No, drunk me does not give a fuck about normal me. Like, drunk me goes like, I don't give a fuck. What was it? I had my titties out and freaking?
Bitch, this bitch took a whole titty out in New Orleans. She was like,
drunk me don't care about normal
it wasn't
me.
even like for bees. Like she was just tired of a conversation and we were at a bar and she put her titty on the bar. And the people were like, no, sweetie, some nice Midwestern 40-year-old fucking couple just for the first time saving money, working overtime so that they could go to Mardi Gras in New Orleans for the first time.
Yeah, my titties
They
was
meet
out.
this exotic Dominicana. I mean, that's nice to me. She took a whole titty out.
Well,
Like,
it's
shut the
cute.
fuck up.
Like, I was like, oh my God, one of my friends were like that I was trying to show off that I have blonde nipples.
No, you wanted them to shut up.
Oh, that's okay.
That's how I remember it.
What do you mean blonde?
My friend, our best friend Tanisha said
You got blonde nipples.
that I was like, I got blonde nipples, like that I just kept saying that. So I probably
You
was
would think
over
it
the
belongs to a
conversation.
blonde human
I
being.
probably was over the conversation and I was like, you know what's more interesting? The fact that I got blonde nipples. Hold up.
What does blonde nipples mean? You got blonde little hairs on your nipples?
No, I just, my areola is blonde.
Like a blonde chick?
It's blonde.
It's
like,
yellow?
It's just very light. It's just very light colored. Like, it just looks like, you know, when you got like the chicken colors to stop your nipple from protruding through his shirt.
Oh, the
like,
fake chicken
like,
colors.
yeah, that's what it looked like.
So you ain't got no nipple. You just got like a Barbie mask?
Yeah. When it's like, you know, maybe I'm a robot. Maybe I'm the robot.
You a simulation, bitch.
Maybe I'm the simulation with my little, like, Barbie doll titties.
Yeah, that's it. We in a simulation, just deal with it. I don't see it in a bad way. I'm actually very optimistic about it. Because if this really is a video game, then I'm gonna play it real hard. and I'm gonna win.
But all right,
I'm gonna
so
get to the master. What is it? What do you call them? I don't even.
to the
say
master
their
level,
names.
to the
The
boss.
boss. I'm gonna get to the boss. Watch me get to the boss, and then I will become the boss.
When it comes to that, I feel like we've always been trying to look for ourselves spiritually, right? Like all of the answers that we need to know about aliens and all that stuff, I think it lives within us. That's why I don't believe that we live in a simulation, because all the answers that we need are within us.
I mean, you can't prove that we're not living in a simulation. I'm gonna tell you an example real quick why I think we live in a simulation. You remember when we was hot little young things? Yeah. Yeah. And we went to that club and we saw Busta Rhymes. It was a U-shaped bar. There was one entrance and one way to get to the bathroom, right? This is very important. Put a tab in it. Anyway, we're on this side of the U, me and Sasha. We're on the line waiting to go to the bathroom. Busta Rhymes is literally right across the bar, but like...
Club Avenue, I remember.
It was Avenue? He was over there on the other side, against the wall. And I said, oh shit, it's Busta Rhymes. So I took my phone out. In the time that it took me to grab my phone from my back pocket, and I did like this, Busta Rhymes was right there, in my face. And there was no way, it was a jam-packed club. He was over there. The only way for him to get to me was either making the run all the way to the front, coming down this way and coming back, or he jumped off the bar.
That was brujeria.
But even if he jumped off the bar,
He did some brujeria. Ese hombre, he did some brujeria.
all I'm saying is it would have taken him a really long time to like run across the bar or jump over the bar. He was there in an instant.
It was
bro.
just like,
and he
delete that
snatched
picture.
my phone. He
Yeah,
was like, delete that picture right now.
Delete that picture. And we're like, he was like,
Damn, Busta, why you gonna be like that?
can we take a picture with you? He was like, no, delete that picture.
But that was a glitch in the system. He was like, he has a cheat code. He was like, control out, put me over there.
But it could just be that our memory is a little fractured, right? Like sometimes like,
I wasn't that lit. We just got there.
I feel you, but it could just be like, there could be a flaw in the way that we remember things.
And why would there be a flaw? Because of being in a simulation? Because
I
this is a
don't
glitch in the Matrix?
Maybe I was drinking too much.
We just got there.
Or whatever.
We weren't there for that long. We weren't there for that long, bro.
We don't live in a simulation.
Period. We live in a simulation. We do.
We don't.
Busta was there in 2.5 seconds. Stop. Like, he was there so quickly.
Crazy.
He was there real quick.
Well, that could be a moment in time that, you know,
So we could go back and forth about this all day, but we all have our different opinions. Some of us feel that we might be in a simulation and it just seems very probable. And some other people just, you know, they think with their heart.
Yeah, and I think that we're spiritual. But we want to know what you think. So make sure you comment below and don't forget to like, share, Dimelo! You get a couch, you get a couch, you get a couch.
Why are you throwing couches at people?
I don't know.